Hello and welcome to this week's Speedrun. This week in gaming, Netflix is jumping into the scene, EA Play revealed a new Apex Legend, and some of our favorite OST were played at the Olympics. Let's jump in. Ubisoft revealed Tom Clancy's XDefiant, the latest installment to the Tom Clancy catalog. I think it looked like it would be kind of fun, but I don't think it's anything too special. I honestly found the Tom Clancy fan reception to be more interesting than the gameplay, as many people were calling out Ubisoft saying they need to stop using Tom Clancy's name to sell games. Now it is true that Tom Clancy games are known more for being tactical strategy games, but lately his name has been slapped on just about everything. I don't know how likely it is for Ubisoft to listen to fans, but one thing is for sure, people are not excited for this game. Square Enix is celebrating the 20th anniversary of Final Fantasy X. It was actually revealed last week that Square Enix said the plot for Final Fantasy X Part 3 has been written. In an interview between Japanese magazine Famitsu, Final Fantasy X director Motomu Toriyama and Tetsuya Nomura, Toriyama said the discussion for the new installment probably won't happen until after Final Fantasy VII Remake is done. Apex revealed a new legend, and oh my god. This man is beautiful, and his reveal trailer is just as gorgeous. It was done by Robert Valley, the same man responsible for the Zima Blue episode of Love, Sex, and Robots. Even though I don't play Apex as often as I probably should, I have to say the Legends roster for Apex is one of the most diverse selections of characters we've seen in gaming in a long time, and it just keeps getting better and better. Atlus is looking to celebrate its 35th anniversary for an entire year. There were talks about holding events in both Japan and overseas, and it also appears that Atlus is working on developing a catalog with Vanillaware. The demo for 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim teased another possible project that could be arriving in the future. Here's a quote from a Persona Central article focusing on Atlus's titles in development. Quote, in December 2020, the creative producer and chief director Katsura Hashino stated that the development of the new fantasy RPG Project ReFantasy has reached its climax, as well as a statement that they are hoping to make a formal announcement soon, end quote. I also found another interesting quote on Persona Central focused around Atlus's 35th anniversary. Senior Managing Director and General Manager of the Consumer Software Division, Naoto Hiroka, had this to say, quote, I don't know if you've noticed, but the motifs of the game's setting usually reflect the development headquarters at the time. In our new game, Shin Megami Tensei 5, Shinagawa is depicted, which is near Osaka, end quote. I can't help but wonder if this is going to have any influence on Persona 6's location and some possible motifs that we'll see. There has been some speculation that Persona 6 won't be based in Japan and will rather be a game focused around traveling the entire world, but there have been no confirmations just yet. Speaking of SMT5, the characters and battle systems were revealed for the game. So far, I like the new group of students in the game. Yuzuru Atsuda is looking like my new husbando of the game, although I have to say, he kinda has the look of a person that might betray you later in the game. Never mind, that's totally Hayao Koshimizu. I'm excited about everything I've seen thus far, but I have to say the battle system does look a little bit cluttered to me, and that's probably because I'm used to the slick UI of Persona 5. I think this is going to be their final look for the game, so I guess it'll just have to do. Netflix is taking somewhat of a big leap by trying to join the gaming scene. Outside of the large number of video game related movies and shows, Netflix will be offering games at no additional cost, starting with mobile games. The success of Black Mirror Bandersnatch, the interactive movie, is probably what gave Netflix the initial push to eventually put out other interactive titles on the platform, like Minecraft Story Mode. We don't know much else at the moment, but Netflix has slowly been branching into the gaming world with the Stranger Things game and the recent DLC in Smite. I think Netflix has a rough road ahead of them, but I wouldn't count them out just yet. EA Play happened earlier this week and we kicked it off with Lost in Random, which was looking as creepy as ever with some interesting combat mechanics mixing hack and slash gameplay with card play. Knockout City Season 2 will be coming later this week and I'm actually pretty excited. Knockout City is a lot of fun, so I'm glad to see the game is evolving. Of course, they had to show off Apex Legends Emergence, the new season coming out, and we did get to see a little bit more of Seer and some sick dance moves that had me entranced. The Battlefield 2042 portal was shown off, taking a little bit of inspiration from Halo's Forge mode to make custom games that are probably just as fun. And EA ended the presentation with an announcement for Dead Space. I wasn't too shocked by this reveal since EA didn't deny its presence earlier this week, but I am happy to see the return for longtime fans. So this next topic is pretty heavy, but I think it needs to be talked about. So the Activision Blizzard case made headlines this week with the impending lawsuit by the California State Agency for Inappropriate Workplace Culture. I'll have the article linked in the description below, but basically it comes down to a frat boy-like culture with a lot of the male employees treating the female employees very inappropriately, saying inappropriate sexual things, and even making jokes about rape, which is just crazy. It's even listed later in the articles that one of the female employees had committed suicide during a business trip as a result of her sexual relationship with her male superior. I can't say I wasn't completely surprised by this kind of behavior as it happens in just gaming communities in general, but to see things like this go this far in a game development setting is still upsetting, even though, you know, it was likely to happen. And it's just frustrating because you see all these companies trying to make the effort to at least appear to be more friendly to diverse communities, to women, and all this other stuff. But we all know it's a little bit of a facade in some ways. Obviously, it's this type of behavior that destroys different gaming communities. I know personally for me, that's the reason why I stopped playing Rainbow Six Siege, is because the community, at least on Xbox, is not so friendly to female players, and just not so friendly in general with different interactions, even playing casually. So all we can hope for is some kind of solution, or solution in quotes, because it's going to take a long time to see actual change. But for any gamers that are identifying as male out there who happen to see this, please treat not just women correctly or fairly or properly, you know, like use your manners, but just treat everybody who plays on the other side of your screen with some respect. We all love the gaming community and want it to grow, but it can't grow if you guys are gatekeeping or not letting certain people in. I'm sorry if this made anybody uncomfortable and if you just wanted to hear like fun gaming news, but if we don't address these issues, there'll never be a solution. Bringing in some lighter topics, it seems that EA is going to be shifting towards more single-player games. And we all actually have Jedi Fallen Order to thank for that. Fallen Order became the fastest selling Star Wars game, and that might have had an influence on what EA wants to do in the future. We can see a little bit of proof of that in the Dead Space reveal and the current work that's being done on Jedi Fallen Order 2. In Olympic Games news, the Tokyo 2021 opening ceremony featured some of our favorite pieces from video game OSTs. IGN created a graphic of some of the games that we've heard thus far. It honestly makes a lot of sense for Japan to do this. Not only are anime and video games a part of the culture, but a lot of beloved franchises have come out of Japan as well, such as Kingdom Hearts and Nier Automata, which were featured in the Olympic soundtrack. In Sad Boy Hours news, Lost Judgment could be the end for the Judgment series. The talent agency for Takuya Kimura, the face of the spin-off Yakuza series, is having a disagreement with Sega on the idea of releasing Judgment for PC. The talent agency doesn't want the game to be on PC because they feel Kimura's likeness could be misused in mods, for example. But of course Sega wants the game on PC so that way it can get to a wider audience and probably make a lot of money. I hope that they're able to work something out since Kimura himself wants the series to continue and he's had a lot of fun playing Yagami. The mainline Yakuza series is going to be turn-based from here on out, so I would hate to see the origins of the Yakuza fighting style get left behind. Let's look at the games coming soon, starting with Xbox. Samurai Warriors 5 comes out on July 27th. This will be a new chapter in the tactical action series, focusing on Nobunaga Oda and Mitsushita Akechi. Quote, Samurai Warrior 5 depicts the Warring States era spanning from the end of the Onin War to the incident at Honnoji, end quote. Microsoft Flight Simulator comes out July 27th as well on Game Pass for Xbox Series X and S. This title doesn't need much of an explanation. If you enjoy the views, you'll enjoy this game. Omno comes out July 29th on Game Pass. It's, quote, a single-player journey on discovery through an ancient world of wonders, created by solo developer Jonas Mankey. Full of puzzles, secrets, and obstacles to overcome, where the power of a lost civilization will carry you through forests, deserts, and tundra, even to the clouds, end quote. Here's the rest of the games coming to Game Pass this month. Moving on to PlayStation, Fall Guys has a Ratchet & Clank event coming up. This one is different from the Nier X Fall Guys collaboration because in this case, the challenges that you do can lead you to getting the costumes for free. And oh my goodness, are they cute. The GTA Los Santos Tuners update is out, and there's a lot of good stuff in it. The car customization has been improved with more options as well as a new collection of cars to buy. What I've really enjoyed, however, is the heist that you're able to do, which kinda addressed my wishes for the update. You can do mini heist in local banks and then run away in your own getaway car instead of having to run 5 miles to get one. Remember last week when I talked about the test track that you have to pay $50K for? Well, if you were excited, then you should temper your expectations. I'm not gonna lie, this test track is pretty disappointing. It's basically the bottom of a warehouse. There are little activities that you can do inside of it, but just aesthetically, I was expecting more of like a NASCAR kind of track, not a parking garage. A story trailer came out for Ghost of Tsushima's director's cut, and as a great YouTuber once said, "Oh Lord, it's heat. The new outfits, heat. The story, heat. The new characters, so far, heat." I know I'm fangirling hard for this game, but I don't care. There's a reason why Ghost of Tsushima was my first platinum. I love the game, and I'll probably love this too. And closing with Nintendo, Pokemon Unite came out for the Switch this week, and I'm having fun with it so far. It's a pretty simple game to pick up, and you don't even need Nintendo Online to play it. My two biggest complaints thus far are the movement speed for the Pokemon in the game. They feel a little bit sluggish for me to control, and the menus are a little bit weird to navigate, but other than that, I'm having a pretty good time. Outside of Pokemon Unite, Nintendo's been pretty quiet this week. So how was this week in gaming? What news did you hear that I missed, and what games have you guys been playing recently? I'm still on the Yakuza grind, and I had a very pleasant surprise waiting for me at the end of Chapter 12. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who's a fan of the series or is playing the game now, but if you're struggling to get through it, just know that this moment is definitely worth it. Well, that's it for me. I'll see you guys in the next week of gaming.